WHIO News. Traffic and Weather Center is active. If news breaks, we'll break in. This is the Miami Valley's radio station, WHIO.
Depend on it.
It's that time again.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
It's showtime!
This is great. It's a nice break. It's got Todd.
Monday through Friday.
Getting restless?
5 to 7.
All right, I'm listening.
Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, you can't see me, can you? Well, that's the magic of radio, baby.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is rolling on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight on the show, we've got, this is crazy. I was bombarded with messages this morning about multiple Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. Holy cow. We hadn't had any for a very long time, and then this last week, last number of days, holy cow. We'll get to that. Not locally, not here. You know, we're about due for a good Sasquatch sighting here in the Miami Valley. Also, we've got an interview with Charlie Berens, comedian. He's going to be at the Schuster Center March 19th. We were going to get to it last night, but we were just having way too much fun with the folks. That's right. Maybe a little bit of that. I don't know. Yeah, Ian's like, yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of fun last night with the folks from the Dunlop Pub with St. Patrick's Day just around the corner. So we're going to get to that interview tonight. Plus, we're going to have tickets to give away to see his show, as well as a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. My wife and I went there a couple of weeks ago for lunch on a Saturday, and it was sensational, just sensational. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. But we'll have that to give away and so much more here on the show. The first thing I want to get to, I saw this story. It's a survey about adults going on road trips by themselves or vacations by themselves. And this was a survey conducted by Talker Research for Road Scholar, which is a not-for-profit resource in educational travel for older adults. And it said that a quarter of Americans find solo traveling intimidating, and that nearly a third of Americans have never traveled solo at all. So I have a good friend of mine who travels the world. He loves exploring the world, and he's married. And I know his wife sometimes goes with him on these trips, but lots of times he does this on his own. Now, I know them very, very well, and they are very secure and happy in their marriage, and that's great. The idea, though, of going on a vacation without your partner, your spouse, whoever it might be, is that odd to you? Is that kind of a weird thing? Because according to this survey, it says more than a third of those who were in romantic relationships said taking a trip alone was beneficial to their partnership, offering them a chance to recharge or do things their partner wasn't interested in and become more independent. So I'm just curious if you're out there and you're married or you've got a partner or whatever the case might be, do you go on separate vacations from time to time? And I'm not talking like a business trip, right? There's a huge difference. You know, if I had to fly to Atlanta to go to our corporate offices, my wife wouldn't think twice about it. But I have friends that live in Atlanta. If I drove down to see them, you know, for 3 or 4 days and didn't include her, I think she'd have some questions. I don't know that I would feel the same way, but I don't know. It's just kind of a weird dynamic in that instance with us. I mean, she went a couple of years ago to visit a friend in Texas for like a week. I didn't think anything of it. But I'd be curious if this has come up in your relationship. Because I would imagine for a lot of couples, the idea of going your separate ways is just a non-starter. But I would bet that there are some people out there who maybe were reluctant to do this, but then tried it and thought, oh my gosh, this is great. Now, that doesn't mean that this gives you a hall pass to go and be crazy and, hook up with whoever or do whatever. That's not what I'm suggesting. But, there might be things that you want to do or interests that you have that maybe your other half, they don't care. They just don't care. Maybe you want to go see the pyramids in Egypt, and you don't mind being out in the desert and riding on a camel. and your spouse is like, no, I'm good. I don't need to do that. You go have fun. I'm just curious if you've had that experience where maybe you've gone on a different vacation or on your own, right? Or maybe you go with friends. I would bet there's a lot of guys out there and gals that do this too. But what came to mind are golfing trips, where you get 3 or 4 guys together and they're like, oh, we want to go play this course in North Carolina or wherever. You probably don't think about that, right? But that's kind of a vacation. So just curious if you've done that before, and what benefits that you gain from going on this vacation by yourself. Does it let you recharge? Do you totally disconnect? Or do you still have conversations with your partner every day? Wish you were here, that kind of thing. I would imagine sometimes it might be just difficult because of schedules. Like here at WHIO and Cox Media Group, we have pretty much unlimited PTO. That doesn't mean that we can take off, months on end, but we can take off the time that we feel like we need to take off. As long as the work is done and you're doing what you're supposed to do, nobody says anything. But my wife doesn't have that. She gets the standard couple of weeks a year for vacation. So, I might be off a week and she's not. So do I stay home? Or do I go and see the world? I think she'd have a problem with that. I really do. If you have any thoughts on that, 937-957-1290. The other story that I wanted to get to, we've talked about this a couple of times. The old high school prank of TPing somebody's house. I was a member of a very distinct TP gang back when I was in school. We had quite the reputation for TPing, especially people that we liked. We didn't really do that to people we didn't like. We did it to people that we liked. What? The lines are ringing. That's all. But I saw this story, and you may have seen some of this on the news, where there was a teacher down in Georgia who was sadly killed during a TPing incident. This happened Friday. And it's, I guess it's sort of, it's prom season. It's a prom season prank where, these students go and do crazy things and, prank their teachers. And in this instance, the 4 teens, they were all 18 years old. They were TPing this guy's house. He came outside and confronted them, and then got ran over by one of the cars when the kids were fleeing. I guess they had separate cars and they went separate ways, and the teacher was in the path. He tripped, he fell, he got ran over. And the teens, to their credit, they stopped. They called 911. They came to help him. But unfortunately, by the time the medics got there and got him to the hospital, he had passed away. And I've never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of those, the ding dong ditch thing. We've had that happen before in the news where kids go and ring a doorbell and take off or bang on the door and somebody comes out with a gun and just starts shooting. That happened a couple of years ago, a couple of times. But I've never heard of a story where somebody in this instance, gets injured or even, in this sadly, killed in a TPing incident. Now, I remember years ago when I was out with my gang of TP marauders, and we had TP'd somebody's house. And as we were getting back in the car to leave, one of the neighbors, who we can only assume had been a former drill sergeant because he was big and loud and in our face, scared the daylights out of us. And we took off and nothing ever became of it. But that's one of those situations where he easily could have, fallen. But this story has an unusual twist because that night when the police showed up, all 4 of the teens were arrested and the driver was charged with vehicular homicide. And many people may see, well, that seems fitting, right? Well, now the wife of the teacher has come out and said that this was a tragic accident, that her husband was actually looking forward to the fun of catching the students in the act because he knew these students. He was friendly with these students. And now she's hoping that they don't press charges or that the charges are dropped against these students. All of the teens were released this past Sunday on bond. And the teacher's wife says that this was a terrible tragedy. Our family is determined to prevent a separate tragedy from occurring, ruining the lives of these students. This would be counter to her husband's lifelong dedication of investing in the lives of these children. Wow, that is something. That is a tremendous amount of forgiveness there. But when you're a teenager and you're out, screwing around doing these things, you don't really think about those kind of ramifications. But it certainly could happen, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But man, that's tough.
Sir, please identify yourself.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Well, who is this guy and where did he come from?
Maybe he escaped from the circus.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I mean, this guy is something else.
Just for you, keep listening to the radio.
On WHIO.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Did you hear we're supposed to have snow flurries? Was it Thursday morning? What? Snow flurries? Come on. Oh, I'm fine, Marcia. I'm fine. I was fine. That doesn't really. I honestly had very little. Very little. Yeah, hopefully we won't see anything severe like that tomorrow. This is that time of the year, though, man. I mean, tomorrow we're supposed to have those storms, and the temperature is supposed to be, I think, during the day in the low 70s. Is that right? And by the time the storms move through tomorrow night, we should have a low of 31. So, yeah.
New warning from the White House. We'll have the latest at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Yeah, we're going to go have some fun, aren't we?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. 937-957-1290 is our new telephone number. Ted in Inglewood. What's up, Ted?
Hey, you were talking about people that take vacations separate from their spouses?
Yeah, do you do that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and was it a difficult conversation the first time one of you decided, I want to go on my own?
No, not really.
Okay.
We used to travel together, always took what we called our family vacation. It's just two of us.
Yeah.
And we did that in the summer. My wife's a school teacher, so she had the summers off. It made it pretty convenient.
That makes sense.
And,
Yeah.
Then I got a job where I traveled a lot and had to travel all over the world, and just got kind of used to being gone some. And I guess it really started with a buddy of mine. We started going out and doing some trips together.
Okay.
And it was times when she was at work. And it's just kind of grown from there. I travel alone sometimes. I like to drive, so I drive out west or down south or wherever. I'll be gone for a couple weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then she takes off and drives. She takes off with her dad. They've been doing this for probably the last 5-7 years, where they go on a cruise. They've been to Alaska and those kind of places.
Oh, okay.
They've done
Okay.
river cruises in Europe. So she gets to travel with her dad. He's single, and it's been really nice.
So do you still take vacations together though sometimes?
Never ever.
Oh, never ever. You're too comfortable now, right? This is perfect. Let's just keep things the way it is.
I don't know that it's comfortable, but we have different interests. So
no, I got you.
So
I got you.
You can only afford to do so much. So,
that's true.
that's
Thanks, Ted. I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good one. John in Jamestown. Hey, John.
Hello. I want to comment on the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons why it's happened in our family. First of all, my wife and I have had a very different idea of what a vacation is.
Okay.
She has for a long time felt that, it's good to go someplace to spend a week there. Me, on the other hand, I like to go somewhere and to see some things and then go on down the road and see a few more things someplace else. And get a real good taste of the different things that are available in maybe a country.
Yeah.
And or a state or a region of the United States. So that's was initially the reason why we began doing separate vacations. And then more recently, her health has taken a downturn, and she's kind of afraid to go off somewhere very long. And so she stays around, and I try to get around and see what I can. And just as an example, last summer I had a free vacation to Switzerland, Germany, and France. And she had that same offer, but she didn't go because of her health, and she was afraid what's going to happen.
Right.
I have to go to a hospital or whatever. So I went and she didn't, and I'm sorry that happened that way, but that's the way it is.
But you had a blast, didn't you, John?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I went with some cousins and so on. And
I got you. I got you. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for that. Have a good one. Take care. If you got a thought on that, 937-957-1290.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's education, it's entertainment, it's fun for the entire family, and it is the most American thing in all of America.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
There's a couple of things. I had this story about married couples or people who are coupled up, have partners going on separate vacations, and then that teacher who was killed, run over by some students during a TP prank. Don't get out of hand. I got to go and get something off the printer. Nah, I'm back.
Is all news,
Dayton's news,
all talk,
and talk
all the time. The WHIO News Traffic and Weather Center is active. If news breaks, we'll break in. This is the Miami Valley's radio station, WHIO.
Depend on it.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. I hesitate to bring up this particular story because my wife, from time to time, when she's out running around after she gets off work at 5, she listens to the show. And I saw this story and I thought, this is a great story to talk about because, you know, I talk a lot about pets on the show. I love dogs. And she really loves dogs. She particularly loves our dogs, Lily and Luna. Here's the story. Could your dog soon call you on the phone? A smartphone for pets will let you call your furry friends and vice versa. There is a company called PetPhone that they've come up with this new device. They're basically calling it a smartphone for pets. It's designed to recognize certain movements made by a pet and turn them into alerts or calls to the owner. And basically, it uses AI, motion sensors, and GPS. It's worn by the pet and connected to an app on the owner's smartphone. Through the app, owners can call the device to check on their pet, play music, or send alerts. We've got like a little camera in the mudroom where the dogs hang out during the day when we're at work. They both have their own little playpens, spacious playpens with water and a little bed and blankets and the whole thing. But that's we don't let our dogs loose during the day. So from time to time, both of us, but primarily Mary, will check in on the dogs to make sure it's okay. But now with this, she'll be able to call them. It says that through these little sensors, you'll be able to check on your pet, see the animal's location and activity using GPS and motion tracking. The device is designed to recognize certain movements made by a pet and then turn them into alerts or calls to the owner. For example, a dog could jump 3 times within 6 seconds, which would then prompt the device to call its owner. Now, if your dog jumped 3 times in 6 seconds, do you have any clue what it means? Any clue? I mean, it's gonna mean one of just a couple of things. They want a treat or they want fed. They need to go out or they're just excited to see you, right? I mean, what else does the dog need? Other movements can be linked to different messages. A dog turning in a circle could trigger a notification through the app, letting the owner know that the pet is hungry or thirsty. Well, I suppose, but if you're somewhere else, what are you going to do? Right? I mean, say, all right, well, I understand you're hungry, but I'm here. I'm at work. I can't help you right now. Developers of pet phones say the aim of the device is to move beyond simply watching pets through cameras and trackers and allow a form of communication. So I hesitate to bring that up because I'm sure at some point Lily will have a cell phone of her own. We've got some Bigfoot news.
For over 200 years, there have been reports of giant man-like creatures roaming the vast mountain regions of the Pacific Northwest and Canada. Hundreds of people have encountered these creatures the Indians call Sasquatch. In some remote wilderness where man has never been, these creatures are living in complete solitude.
Well, before we get to the Bigfoot news, Clinton on the live stream makes a great point. What if the dog is dumb? Could the dogs get scammed will there be scammers from Pakistan and India or wherever calling your dog trying to get their Social Security number? I don't know. It's been a while since we've had any Bigfoot news here on the show. I remember last time, I want to say it was like maybe 2023, where there was a sighting of a supposed Sasquatch, maybe in Middletown. If I recall, it was between like Middletown and Franklin. And it was supposedly a mom and her daughter were out on a bike path and claimed that they saw something come out of the woods, stand on the bike path, look at them, and then go back into the woods. Feel like that's the last time we've had anything locally, and I think even might have been the most recent in Ohio. But this, I had several people send this to me this morning. This is from the Bigfoot Society Facebook page, I think. Breaking: major Bigfoot surge in Portage County, Ohio. The Bigfoot Society is tracking an unprecedented cluster of activity. In just the last 96 hours, there have been 5 separate high credibility reports stretching from Mantua to Windham. We have received many of these directly. The Bigfoot Mapping Project, so official, have been documenting these reports as well. Here's a timeline. So the first one happened on March 6th around 12:23 p.m. at Mantua Center. Now, I know where Portage County is. It's just east of like Akron. It's maybe, 30 or 40 miles from the Pennsylvania line. So that area, it's pretty wooded. So this happened near Mantua Center. Local researcher from the Bigfoot Mapping Project, I guess, observed a 9-foot-tall brown male. How do you know it's male? I'm just asking. Standing 120 yards away near State Route 44, the creature displayed high situational awareness and retreated at high speed once it realized it was being watched. Then the next day at 10:52 p.m., March 7th, a second witness reported a 8-foot figure with long arms and dark brown hair. He heard heavy rhythmic footsteps. Was he dancing? Maybe Sasquatch was dancing. And a deep vibrating grunt, preceded by a forest hush, total silence. I wonder if the grunt was... I think it might have been. Physical evidence in the form of oversized muddy footprints was located at the scene. Then 2 days later, near Garrettsville, Ohio, the activity shifted 8 miles east. A hiker encountered an 8-foot Sasquatch covered in black fur. The witness was startled and evacuated the area immediately. Then just an hour later at Headwaters Trail near Hankey Road, this again up in Portage County, Ohio, witnesses had a 15-second face-to-face encounter with a 10-foot black figure. They noted 2 critical biological details: a stilt-like gait and a shoulder pivot, turning the whole torso to look rather than just the neck. Plus a strong musky odor was present. And then the last one, March 9th, this was just yesterday, 6 o'clock. Near Windham, a resident at a dead end near the wood line spotted a 6-foot brown figure running with an impossibly long stride. The witness, a longtime skeptic, was stunned, stating, quote, "I know what I saw, but I don't know what I saw." I love that. Let's hear that quote one more time. I know what I saw, but I don't know what I saw. I love that. So whenever we have a Bigfoot sighting here on the Evening Edge, I always open it up to the phone lines. If you've had your own hairy beast encounter, and I'm not talking about your husband, 937-957-1290 is the number. We have an idiot of the week.
You are a stupid, stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot!
Silly dilly dilly, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Well, this happened down in Texas, and this guy apparently wasn't paying attention to the news from a year or two ago. Remember when we had the 2 Ohio fishermen who were busted cheating in a fishing tournament? A Texas man competing in a fishing tournament in Lake Fork, Texas, is accused of trying to tip the scales in his favor, according to the Texas Park and Wildlife. Curtis Lee Daniels of Willow Park, Texas, placed 3 3/4 ounce fishing weights in the stomach of a largemouth bass that he entered in a Lake Fork Lure Company fishing tournament on March 8th. Daniels was arrested. I love how they get arrested for cheating in a fishing tournament. He was charged with violating a fishing tournament law, and because the prize amount for the tournament was more than 10 grand, the charges are a 3rd-degree felony. Before his arrest, the man had won 2 hourly prizes that totaled $2,500. According to wildlife officials, tournament organizers flagged the bass during a weigh-in after a metal detector found foreign objects inside the fish. He's being held in the Wood County Jail on a $20,000 bond, faces 10 years in prison and 10 grand in fines. Now, imagine that. You get convicted of this, you go to prison, you're there in the joint, you're there with a bunch of cons, and people are going around the room. What are you in for? Oh, I robbed a bank. Oh, what are you in for? I killed a guy. What are you in for? I cheated in a fishing tournament. He's the one you got to look out for.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
I love this show.
It's fun to listen to.
Locally grown.
Here in Dayton.
Seriously funny.
It's a crackpot with wild ideas.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I'm not saying it was Sasquatch, but clearly it goes without saying it was Sasquatch.
I'm not saying it's space aliens, right? But it goes without saying it's space aliens.
I think that person's name is Lynn.
You want to hear something crazy? So I got divorced from my first wife in 1998. The other day, and this isn't the first time that it's happened, but it's the first time in a long time where I have gotten a phone call from a bill collector looking for my ex-wife. In fact, they've even called Mary. And I don't have my ex-wife's contact information. Otherwise, I would be sharing it willingly. But holy cow. Dennis Yeti Betty is great. She's doing great. She's hanging out here in the building in an abandoned studio. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
From the birthplace of aviation,
boy, we got a
WHIO
call about
Dayton,
Bigfoot.
WHIO FM Pleasant Hill.
Nobody likes to be told what to think. Our news is right down the middle. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. Depend on it.
A second Buc-ee's could be on the way to the Buckeye State. We'll have the latest at 6 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
I almost forgot what it was like to have fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube, 937-957-1290. Is this Lena?
Yes, it is.
Lena, not Linda. Lena.
Lena.
Lena. Okay. What's going on, Lena?
Well, I just wanted to tell you my Bigfoot story. My husband and I were driving back from Greenville one evening, and when we got on Milton Potsdam Road, we were driving along, and I'm always on the lookout for anything.
Right.
That's like a deer or anything.
Sure.
And I looked over, and there it was. It was in the ditch line on my husband's side of the truck. He barely caught his he thought that he saw something, but I know what I saw. And it was a Bigfoot. He was running along with the truck.
Was he trying? Was you think
back.
he was chasing you?
No, not
Oh.
at all. I just he looked over one time,
Yeah.
and then we were I don't know, maybe 20 yards, and he looked over a second time, and that was it. He just took off.
Did you see his eyes?
I did.
What color were they?
I could.
I mean, did they have like an
at night,
unusual
they
color?
looked like they were dark.
Okay, so
Dark
it didn't have
eyes.
those red eyes like you see of creatures out in the woods. Like
No.
you kind of see the eye. What do they call that? Eye glare or something?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No,
Did
I
you report
well,
this
and
to
he was
anybody?
Pardon?
Did you report this to anybody? And how long ago was this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And I can't think of what his name is now. Yeah, Jeff Hunt Moneymaker.
Oh, okay.
Matt Moneymaker.
Matt Moneymaker.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was approximately 2 years ago.
Interesting.
Probably
Interesting.
going on the second one. Yeah.
Interesting. They're in Dark County. All right. Well, thank you for that.
No,
Oh.
we were in Miami County. By
Oh,
this
Miami
time.
County. Okay.
Yes, we were on Milton.
Gotcha.
Milton Potsdam Road.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Lena. I appreciate that. Very interesting. Our very own Bigfoot up there in Miami County.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
With Todd? Okay, yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, John, that's a great idea. I love that idea. Cloverleaf shaped Cheez-Its? All right. I mean, look, as long as they taste the same, right?
Thursday morning.
Jim, that Bigfoot sighting was in your neighborhood? Set up a camera and put out some food. See what you catch on camera.
Ron Auto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
WHIO is all news.
Dayton's news
all talk.
and talk.
All the time. The WHIO News Traffic and Weather Center is active. If news breaks, we'll break in. This is the Miami Valley's radio station, WHIO.
Depend on it.
All right, so time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird. Best thing on the radio.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
I want fire.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is rolling on Facebook and YouTube. Later on this hour, I've got an interview coming up with comedian Charlie Berens. He has got quite the following on social media. I think it's up to like 2.5 million. He's a big-time YouTube guy, but he's going to be at the Schuster Center on March 19th. So we're going to listen to the interview, and then we'll give away some tickets. And along with the tickets, you're going to get a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. If you want, you can make a whole night of it. Get yourself some euros and go see Charlie Berens at the Schuster Center. But that's coming up after 6:30. I hadn't planned on talking about this, but
The Evening Edge Pothole Patrol.
I just saw a report from the I-Team with News Center 7's John Bedell investigating potholes in the Miami Valley. And I thought this is a good time to bring this up. The Evening Edge Pothole Patrol started this a year or so ago. And the idea is if you're out and about driving around here in the Miami Valley and you encounter a serious pothole that could cause some serious problems for other motorists, I need you to call and let us know where it's at. 937-957-1290. We'll put out the alert. We'll let people know where it's at so they can avoid it. Because lots of times, first of all, you may not be paying attention 100% of the time to the potholes that are in front of you. You know, sometimes you get a little distracted, whether you're messing with the radio or you're just looking out at the sights or whatever. Maybe you see a random shoe on the side of the road. That happens. And you may not see it, and then kaboom, you hit this giant pothole and ruins your day. Or at the very least, knocks your car out of alignment and you spill coffee all over yourself. So with the weather being so, like, it's warm and then it's going to be cold, and it was cold and then it got warm, and then we're going to have snow flurries and then it's going to get warm. You know, this causes all kinds of chaos and havoc on our roadways. So this is pothole season here in the Miami Valley. So do your fellow edgeheads a favor, and when you see something, say something. And I'm talking about potholes. And incidentally, most of the time we're talking about, you know, roads that are sort of a main thoroughfare for people. But occasionally, maybe there's a neighborhood street that you know of where a large number of people live. Most people are not going to encounter that, but maybe people in your neighborhood might. And here's an example. Where I live near like Spinning and Burkhart. And there is a street in our neighborhood called Charlwood Avenue. Now, there's only like 2 houses on this street, and it's very, very short. I don't know if the street's 100 yards. It could. I don't think it is. I think it's maybe 50 yards. That's what I'd say, probably about 50 yards. But in this 50-yard area, the street, I am not kidding, there are no less than 20 potholes of varying depths and shapes. And I know that that people that work in the city of Riverside listen to this show because I've met them and talked to them. Maybe somebody will hear this plea for help and get it fixed. Because I'm not the, that is a connector between 2 neighborhoods, and that leads to one of the major exits out of that neighborhood. So this is a real problem, and I know the street crews do the best they can to try to get it done. I mean, Marsha on the live stream, she says Dayton Street maintenance crews were filling good size potholes southbound Woodman and Woodbine. Yeah, I see them all the time too, and it's hard to keep track of. It's hard to keep track of. And nobody, I'm not sitting here throwing shade in their direction by any stretch. This is merely an alert for the edgeheads out there, to be to be present and cognizant of where you're driving and what you see, and sharing it with your listeners. So anyway, just wanted to get that out. I saw this story, and I know we have a lot of Uber drivers that listen to the Evening Edge when they're out and about, running around, doing their thing. And I want to get your take on this, Uber drivers, and maybe even Lyft drivers as well. Apparently, there is now a new service for Uber where if you are a woman and you need to take an Uber somewhere, they are giving you the option to specifically request a female driver. Also, if you are a female Uber driver, you will have the option to only drive female passengers. Now, we've heard these stories, and it's unfortunate that sometimes, women who take an Uber and they get some creeper Uber male driver, something goes wrong. Something is said, or there's, unfortunately, it's happened, a sexual assault or something like that. And it's also the same for a female Uber driver who picks up creepy guys. It happens, and we hear those stories. So now women will have the choice. Don't know if men have the same choice, though. And I know Ian kind of snickered at that, but just hear me out. There could be some unscrupulous female Uber driver who, picks up a dude, and the dude says something as a joke or whatever, and it's taken the wrong way, and suddenly you're in trouble. So I think it's great that women should be able to choose whether their drivers are male or female. And it's the same with the drivers wanting to pick up male or female passengers. But shouldn't it also be the same? If a guy doesn't want a female driver for whatever reason, he shouldn't have to have a female driver. And it's the same with the male Uber drivers. Maybe they don't want the aggravation of dealing with accusations and innuendos. There's a lot of people out there who say something against a driver that they didn't like for whatever reason, and that guy gets in trouble. The other thing that I thought was interesting in this story is that the program, there was a class action lawsuit against it from, mainly male drivers saying, wait a second, you do this, now male Uber drivers have a smaller pool of potential fares because of this option. So I'd be curious to know from the Uber drivers that listen to this show, because I hear from you from time to time. You call in or you send me messages, whatever. What do you think about this? You think this is a good idea? Do you think this is fair? Now, I could certainly understand women being all for it, 100%. I mean, if my wife had to take an Uber for whatever reason, I think I would want her being driven by a woman. I don't want some creepy guy giving her the eye. 937-957-1290 if you got any thoughts on that.
Sir, please identify yourself.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Well, who is this guy and where did he come from?
Maybe he escaped from the circus.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I mean, this guy is something else.
Just for you, keep listening to the radio.
On WHIO.
Now from the WHIO News Center, here are the three big things you need to know. The White House says gas prices will be even lower once airstrikes on Iran are over. Cincinnati Reds ace pitcher
I got a domestic in progress. No weapons, no intoxication.
You did, Marcia. I was listening to a file. I wasn't sure what it was. It was labeled sticky bun.
Wright State is one step away from the big dance. We'll have the latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Stay here and have some fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Start the car.
Your crashed car. In local news, a spectacular car crash.
House car.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. And I just got a message from Edgehead Daniel up in Shelby County, Sydney. There's a report of a vehicle into a building, 500 block of North Vandemark. Says first unit on scene, out investigating minor damage. So if you happen to be in that location and you're listening to the show and you've got any details, give us a call, 937-957-1290. I've seen stories on this place before that sells unclaimed baggage. You've seen these specials. I've seen that it's on like on YouTube. In fact, I even think 60 Minutes did a story about this once, where people that travel on the plane, they leave something behind or their baggage gets lost and then it's never reclaimed. All of these bags go to this one central location, this company, and it's called Unclaimed Baggage. and they're the only sanctioned company that can sell unclaimed baggage. Well, every year they put out a list of weird things that people have left unclaimed or maybe lost. And it's always kind of entertaining to see what people are taking with them when they are out traveling. The most unusual item from 2025 was a fully assembled robotic unit featuring fully articulated joints, electric motors, wiring, and control components. What is that? And how do you forget that? You're flying, I guess it could be like for business or something, and you get off the plane, you go, boy, I got to remember to pick up my fully assembled robotic unit, and then you forget. I mean, how do you forget that? Here's another one, full set of 10-carat diamond grills. Yeah, for your teeth? Very fancy. But again, how do you forget those? Do you take them out of your mouth for the in-flight meal? Leave them sitting on the little tray, and then, I mean, how do you forget that? Now, this is weird, and I'd like to know how they know. I guess it was maybe labeled a fragment from a meteorite that apparently fell to Earth in 1576. I guess maybe a collector? You're flying with your meteorite? Maybe it's your emotional support meteorite. A pair of fire poi used for fire dancing. I don't know what that is. A 1-ounce bar of pure gold from the Perth Mint in Australia. A matching set of samurai swords. All these, I guess, now available for purchase wherever this, I think the store's maybe in Tennessee. A full beekeeping suit. A set of gold-plated golf clubs. And a didgeridoo made from teak wood. There was a taxidermy deer foam. I know what taxidermy and I know what a deer is, but deer foam. A frog purse. A World War I Army bayonet. A giant stuffed goose. A long bone specimen. What is that? An armadillo purse. A 12-pack of sardines. People travel with the strangest things. A fake skeleton. A suitcase full of rat poison. A traveling rat murderer? Is that? And a feather bow tie. I think that was mine.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
I love this show.
It's fun to listen to.
Locally grown.
Here in Dayton.
Seriously funny.
It's a crackpot with wild ideas.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Ron. Where'd I leave that bone?
And talk all the time. The WHIO News Traffic and Weather Center is active. If news breaks, we'll break in. This is the Miami Valley's radio station, WHIO.
Depend on it.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now. Call me.
He's laughing at us right on the radio. Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. Put this on your calendar, Thursday, March 26th. I'm going to be doing the show live out at All the Best Delicatessen, 5940 Far Hills Avenue, down there, Washington Township, Centerville area. We've been there a couple of times. They love the Edgeheads, and they want us to come back. So if you'd like to come out and see the show live, maybe you've never done that before. Maybe you're new to the show. In general, the Edgeheads that you will encounter are friendly, not dangerous. Well, most of them. But come out and join us. March 26th, it's a Thursday, at All the Best Delicatessen. We have some mail to get to real quick.
Pack up the jaw jacket. It's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
Nathaniel.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
You want to shoot me an email, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com or message me at eveningedgetodd. Yesterday at the beginning of the show, we had a call from Edgehead Jason asking if I or anyone else had noticed that the straws at McDonald's are now oval and not round. And I hadn't noticed this. I was taking his word for it that this was the case because I don't know. It'd be an odd thing to call in a radio show and lie about, right? But I got this from Edgehead Craig. He says, I was told a couple of weeks ago, because I asked the same question, why the straws appeared to be more flat, and the employee told me that it pierced the perforated top of the lids for the cup easier than circular straws. Huh. So I suppose it's real. I don't know. The next time I go to McDonald's, I'm going to have to check it out and see for myself. Probably do a social media video. That would be entertaining, wouldn't it? Coming to the Victoria Theater on March 19th is comedian Charlie Berens, and he has a huge following on YouTube. And I got a chance to talk to him a couple of days ago, and here's his interview. Hello, is this Charlie?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Charlie, it's Todd from WHIO here in Dayton.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah, of course.
You're coming to the Victoria Theater on March 19th, and my first question, how would you describe yourself? Because I know that you do stand up, you're a comedian, you tour, you were also a journalist, you've got a huge following on social media. And I mean, you've got your hands in everything. So how would you describe yourself?
Guy with ADHD, I think, is probably the best one. No, I mean, look, the main thing is obviously stand-up and comedy, and that's how I started in all this. I mean, I went from doing news to doing stand-up, but since then it's been stand-up. But in order to do stand-up, you gotta do like the social media thing.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So it's all like funneling to the thing that I started doing, and that was stand-up, which is something that I've always has been sort of my first love with this whole thing.
Gotcha. So when you were doing news, I mean, was that your initial desire? And you just thought this would be kind of a cool career, or was that a means to an end? Or I'm just curious. I'm always interested in people's journeys and how they got to where they are.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've always, at the core of everything, it's always been writing. Like I've always enjoyed writing, even when I was doing music early on, and even have done some of that recently too. But it's all comes down to like writing, and been writing based and just following my passion. And sometimes you get into a line of work because like you need a job.
Yeah.
And then, but as you kind of keep exploring and experimenting, you sort of find your way in a career maybe you had never imagined. And I mean, I don't think I really would have imagined me doing this, like back when I was in high school or whatever. It sort of found me through a variety of ways, and it's kind of fun. And I think if you just keep following your passion, eventually you can come upon something, and then you look up one day and you're like, holy smokes, I'm doing the thing.
Yeah. One of the big things you're known for is the Manitowoc Minute. And yeah. And I know some people are completely aware of that, but we probably have a lot of listeners who aren't. Describe that for me.
Okay, so it's the Manitowoc Minute, and basically this is an online news bit, which sort of took all the things that got me into trouble when I was a traditional journalist, like the accent and all that, and sort of doubled down on them to make this kind of like Midwest news parody. But even that started in a stand-up bit that I was doing. I remember I was doing it at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And that's where I moved out there to try and I was doing some news out there, and then I kind of started doing stand-up at night because I didn't like doing the red carpets because I was pretty bad at those, you know, because I never did any research before the red carpet. But you know you're in the wrong field when you can't even bring yourself to care about the most basic stuff in that field. So I started doing stand-up, and one of my stand-up bits was sort of based off my time in local news. And that always did well in sort of the clubs. But then I was like, well, only 50 people saw it. And and so then I made the first video, really only expecting that to be the only video I made with that bit, kind of a one-off sketch. But then it just really took off, and you started to see sort of this hunger for more Midwest-centric content, you know, so, and videos. So I just kept kind of doing those and found a niche and found that, you know, people from the Midwest, they love where they're from. They love the culture. I always had, but I guess I didn't know there were more people like me out there.
Yeah. I spent a long weekend in Madison many years ago. I was dating a girl from Chicago who went to the University of Wisconsin. I'm sorry, Wisconsin.
There you go.
Wisconsin. Yeah. And we went, it was at Thanksgiving, and I flew from Dayton to Chicago, and we took a Greyhound to Madison, and it was during Thanksgiving. And she showed me around, and I met a lot of people up there. And I love that part of the country. And that's, of course, where you went to school.
Oh yeah, I mean, from all across Wisconsin, and you know, I've taken many a Greyhound up to the Twin Cities and back, and even like, you know, when you stop for your breaks on the Greyhound, it's often in, you know, towns like Tomar or whatever, and you kind of and you get different tastes of the Midwest even through the Greyhound stops. Because, you know, there was a cheese shop right next to one of those things. But, you know, there's always those goofy quirks. And I got family all across the state, and I've spent time in all different parts. And it's just by absorbing and looking around and seeing what's there and just having fun with it.
And there's nothing better than being on a Greyhound bus if you're a writer and you're trying to find characters.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just the best. It's not that you don't experience that when you fly. It's very, very different. And I don't know why you're still in this big vessel with all these people kind of cramped together. But yeah, there's something about riding on a bus. I don't know if it's because of the cheap fare or what, but it's certainly a different slice of life.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you get a good just the more you can vary up your background, the more, or your background, your backdrops, you know, the more you'll find. And even the Amtrak, taking the Amtrak is different from the train, and people are chattier on a bus than they are on a plane, you know. Maybe just because you're spending more time there or whatever, but yeah.
So you're coming to Victoria Theater on March 19th here in Dayton. So what can people expect? I mean, is it just going to be you doing your stand-up, or do you bring different elements into it other than just your observational humor? I mean, because you're into so many different, you know, types of media production, I'd be curious to know what your performances are like.
Yeah, we kind of do a live Manitowoc Minute, which is sort of fun. But aside for that, it's stand-up, and it's a lot of, you know, I always have fun with the crowd too, because it's every place you go, you get different people, but sort of the dynamic. And these are usually people have had a couple drinks, they're having fun, and it's just good to get to the city before, sort of explore that, and then you can kind of cater the show to the city as well. So we've always had a ton of fun in Dayton, and so I'm looking forward to getting back.
Awesome. All right. Well, Charlie, I know you've got stuff going on today, so I really appreciate you chatting. And if people want to get tickets for your show, once again, it's March 19th, Victoria Theater. You can go to DaytonLive.org and get those tickets. Charlie, it was great making your acquaintance here over the phone, and hope you have a great show here in Dayton.
Heck yeah, it was great chit-chatting with you, and watch for deer out there.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Charlie. Take care, man.
Thank you. You too. We'll talk soon.
If you'd like to go, be the sixth caller right now at 937-957-1290. Going to hook you up with a pair of tickets to see Charlie on March 19th at the Victoria Theater. Plus, we're going to throw in a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. This month is Greek American Heritage Month, and they serve fresh, authentic options for dine-in, pickup, catering, and delivery. It's the Great Greek specializes in fresh, convenient meals prepared with quality ingredients. You can check out Rice Bowl with the Rice Bowl with garlic shrimp Slovaka. Classic Greek salad with Atlantic salmon, and the Great Greek Gyro with your choice of protein. And you can find them online at thegreatgreekgrill.com. Caller 6, you're the winner.
Sir, please identify yourself.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Well, who is this guy and where did he come from?
Maybe he escaped from the circus.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I mean, this guy is something else.
Just for you, keep listening to the radio.
On WHIO.
I don't know, Heather. I don't know what we're having tonight. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Last night, the folks at Dublin Pub brought a ton of food, and I took a bunch home and I froze the fries, the fish. And I had a piece of fish today for lunch.
From the birthplace of aviation, WHIO Dayton, WHIO FM Pleasant Hill.
Nobody likes to be told what to think. Our news is right down the middle. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. Depend on it.
We could get a thunderstorm overnight and another tomorrow afternoon. We'll have latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Ooh, we're going to have so much fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is on Facebook and YouTube. Congratulations to Todd Creel. We think that's right. We think that's how you pronounce it in Vandalia. He's the winner of the tickets to see Charlie Berens at Victoria Theater and the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill gift card. Congratulations, Todd. We have some breaking the law news to end the show tonight with.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
Well, Canadian tourist who was vacationing in Las Vegas was staying at the Flamingo Hotel, and according to police, the guy by the name of Mitchell Fairbairn, not Fairborn, Fairbairn, was spotted on video abducting a flamingo from their bird habitat and taking it back to his hotel room. Police said, of course, he was drunk at the time when he stumbled into the enclosure at the Flamingo. It says that there's video of him choking the flamingo. I once got in trouble for that. Choking the flamingo. But he took it back to his hotel room. But he told cops that he actually went into the habitat because the flamingo was in distress. He said he was trying to help the flamingo. He even popped the bird's wing back into place, he said, and he knows how to do this because he's, quote, a farm boy. but yet he took the flamingo back to his hotel room. He was charged with 4 felony counts of animal abuse. Abuse of a flamingo. All right there, folks. That's the show. Thanks for listening tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night just after 5. It is Wing It Wednesday. We'll have another guest in here just after 6:30, so that's exciting. You can get the podcast of the show at eveningedgetodd.com and many other podcast platforms. Just do the Googler and you'll find it. Don't forget to visit the Evening Edge merch shop. They've got some great T-shirts for the spring and summer. Get stocked up at thetoddshop.com. Have a terrific night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow here on the Evening Edge. All right, everybody. Have a great night. See ya.